I'm going to hand it off to David Seuss, the CEO of Northern Light. The floor is yours, David.
Thank you very much. So by way of introduction, Northern Light provides knowledge management solutions for market research and competitive intelligence. We aggregate content from many different sources, including syndicated subscription research, custom research from research agencies, news and journals, government databases, which are important in some industries like pharmaceuticals, internal research of our clients, and importantly, increasingly importantly, social media and content from the web. And we aggregate this content and index it and provide it in our platform so that we can support a wide variety of decision-making activities that our clients have to engage in, specifically in the product marketing area, marketing management, product management, technology development, new product development, those kinds of activities where a view of customers and markets and competitors makes a difference. Industries are very important in the work we do. We often find that the content sources change by industry. We often find that the social conversations change by industry. A word used in one context might mean something entirely different used in a different context. And so we do have to have industries at the core of everything that we do. Northern Light works with information technology companies, pharmas, financial services companies, consumer packaged goods companies, and other industries as well. Across our network, we have 250,000 user accounts, and so we see a huge daily volume of market research queries. On any given day, we'll see 25,000, 30,000 marketing professionals who are trying to make important decisions for their companies. And I like to think that we are supporting a very large number of better decisions being made. We're going to talk about social media today and analytics. And there are many things that one can use social listening for. And most of them Northern Light does not do. And so this is sort of a slide of has many things we don't do. So things like you can use social media listening for brand share of voice, brand reputation management, measuring sentence, consumer topics trending, crisis identification and intervention, or customer service. Even someone's having a problem and you tweet back to them a solution. And those are all fine activities. What Northern Light specifically focuses on is product marketing decision making and the ad hoc analysis that helps a product manager make an important decision. And so these are decision-oriented analyses, and they include questions like which hashtags are related to my topic. I need to know what the social media conversation is and the hashtags are in that same conversation. And how important are each of the related hashtags? And the reason I need to know these things as a product manager is what hashtag should I use in my own social media post? That's sort of the fundamental first marketing 101 social media marketing question. What hashtag should I use in my social media post? Related to that, what author, audiences, and keywords should I buy advertising against? On Twitter, of course, you can't buy advertising against a hashtag. You can buy it against the keyword or an audience. Which Twitter authors should I try to influence? And what can I learn about my competitors' business strategies from the hashtags they are using in their social media posts? So these are the kinds of specific decisions that Northern Light is trying to support. So let's start with an example of what's wrong with a lot of social media analysis. And it has to do with co-occurrence. One of our pharmaceutical clients came to us and said, we're having problems with hashtag cancer. This client is in the oncology business, and they were trying to figure out how to use social media marketing, what hashtags to use on their own posts, which ones to monitor to learn about things like patient journeys. And when they went to a popular hashtag analysis tool, it's Hashtagify Me, It's a site on the web that boasts 50,000 users who are mostly ad agency users who are doing research for clients. And if you type in hashtag cancer and say what are the related hashtags, you get back hashtag Pisces, hashtag Scorpio, hashtag Ascendant, hashtag Taurus. And obviously these are astrology-related overlaps with hashtag cancer. And not very useful if you are indeed a pharmaceutical company trying to figure out how to operate in the oncology market. And so how does this happen? And it happens because two separate social media conversations, in this example, one on astrology and one on human health, are using one hashtag in both contexts. So hashtag cancer appears in the astrology conversation, hashtag cancer appears in the human health conversation. And it turns out astrology is bigger in social media than human health. And so when someone starts counting the number of posts and the overlapping number of posts with a particular hashtag, hashtag Pisces and Scorpio wins out. So there's a different way to approach it, and that is to use machine learning and AI techniques and natural language processing techniques to measure the semantic similarity between the content with two hashtags. And when you do that, you get a radically different set of relationships for hashtags related to the disease state cancer. So how does it work? Well, a lot of machine learning starts with a training set. And so we started with a sample of what we call known good tweets that are in the right context. So we found a large body of tweets that are about the disease state cancer. And then we mine that sample for overlapping hashtags, and then we go out and develop a sample of those content that relates to those, and then we come back and we can measure the semantic similarity between the content that has hashtag cancer and other hashtags that we call candidate tweets. And you can see the ones that are most similar to hashtag cancer here. We calculate a similarity score, and that's the number that's in the orange there, the yellow background. And so we can see that hashtag immunotherapy is the one most related to hashtag cancer. And it's 67% similar. We can give a specific number as to how similar it is. That means that the topics that are discussed in the tweets that use hashtag immunotherapy are 2 out of 3 times the same topics that are discussed in hashtag cancer. And that allows us then to have a grounding and analysis for determining which hashtags are actually the same. And as you can see, we don't get hashtag Taurus and hashtag Scorpio. I'm a Leo. I was offended that Leo didn't make the list. Hashtag Scorpio, hashtag Ascendant. Instead, we get hashtag immunotherapy, hashtag gene editing, hashtag CRISPR. And being able to use machine learning to measure these differences is crucially important to understanding what's going on. Here's another one. I'm going to pick on hashtagify me again. Let's take hashtag depression. What are the hashtags that are related to it? At least in this case, they seem plausible. Hashtag anxiety and hashtag mental health are plausibly related to hashtag depression. I'll point out there that Lady Gaga is their #1 influencer in the hashtag depression area, and we have a few more comments to make about how to determine who are the real influencers. But at least on the first pass, this seems like a plausible answer, and it also suggests that hashtag anxiety is a more important hashtag related to depression than hashtag mental health. They are, in this case, we're seeing a word cloud. It's a very popular way to present data in a word cloud, where the larger the word, the more important the item is. I used to be a management consultant at the Boston Consulting Group, and we used to always, we had this philosophy that if we wanted a client to understand something, we would show them the numbers, and if we wanted them to take our word for it, we would draw a graph for them. In this case, it would be interesting to know what the numbers are behind hashtag anxiety and hashtag mental health, and how being concluded that anxiety is more important. What they're probably doing is counting posts. You count the number of posts that have hashtag depression and anxiety, and you compare it to the number of posts that have hashtag depression and mental health, and you conclude that anxiety is a little more important. Was it anxiety was the most important one? Let me look back for a second. Yes, anxiety is the most important one. And that's a very easy analysis to do, frankly, with social media. And that's why it is the one that is almost always used, just counting the number of posts. The problem there is that different authors or posters have different numbers of followers, and a hashtag used by someone who has a large number of followers just should count for more. And that's why it's better to count impressions, where you count each post and you weight it with the number of followers each post, the number of followers of each post that the author has, and you sum across all the posts and make that the number that you compare. And so that's a much better and more insightful way to do that analysis. Even better than impressions is net impressions, where you take out the overlap between the co-occurring hashtags, and that allows you to really get to the right answer. So let's consider which hashtags are most related, most important in their relationship to hashtag depression. It's maybe a little hard for you to see these numbers, but we have around 200 million impressions for hashtag depression here. That's 200 million over the last 90 days. This is a rolling 90-day model. And if I look at hashtag anxiety, it has 66 million impressions, raw impressions. But if I were to add it to the selection up here, because of overlap, I would only get 24 million increased impressions, say, in my plan. If I'm trying to join a large social media conversation via the hashtag route, I'm adding 24 million net impression potentials to my 200 million plan. If I add hashtag mental health, by contrast, I would add, there are 545 million impressions over the last 90 days. And the net impressions would be about 500 million. So I would go from 200 million to 500 million, or increased by 500 million, which is 20 times more important than hashtag anxiety. Hashtag mental health is 20 times more important than hashtag anxiety. And without considering the impression count, the tool just gave the wrong answer. This is the wrong answer. Hashtag anxiety is not more important than hashtag mental health in addressing the market for clinical depression. And without the numbers, with just the visual display, you can't really understand what's going on, and it leads to mistakes. And if I were a marketing manager, I would be much better off to make my post with hashtag mental health than hashtag anxiety. So that kind of analysis can really change the outcome. I'm going to give you a few examples here as we just to show you different industry contexts. Everything I've done so far has been pharmaceutical, and again, industries are very important. Here's a question: should I use hashtag AI or hashtag machine learning, or both in my social media posts? Northern Light is a practitioner of solutions that use AI and machine learning, and like almost all practitioners, I prefer the term machine learning. It is technically specific. I know what machine learning is. No one knows what AI is. Many of us who are practitioners don't think it really exists, that it's a PR concept and a marketing concept, and we prefer machine learning. If you go to Northern Light's homepage on the web, you'll see that what we say is we provide machine learning-based knowledge management systems. We don't say we provide AI-based Is that a good marketing decision for Northern Light to make, or any IT firm that is in the machine learning AI world? So let's consider that. By the way, AI is the hashtag that is the largest conversation in our database until COVID-19 and coronavirus came along. And I'll show you some of those numbers in a minute. Turns out hashtag AI over the last 90 days had 2.2 billion impressions. Hashtag machine learning had 851 million impressions. And the net impressions, if I added hashtag machine learning to hashtag AI, would only go up by a couple hundred million. Hashtag AI is wildly more important than hashtag machine learning. And everyone in the IT field who is working on products that use these ideas should really be using hashtag AI. And Northern Light will shortly be changing our website to say AI-based knowledge management systems based on this analysis. Here's a product marketing example from the financial services area. Should I use hashtag autoinsurance or hashtag carinsurance or both? If I take a look at hashtag autoinsurance, it's 3.8 million impressions over the last 90 days. If I add hashtag carinsurance to it, I barely increment the net impressions from 3.6 million to 3.8 million. Meanwhile, another hashtag auto, which on the surface seems to have nothing to do with financial services, is 84% similar in terms of the conversation that's going on in social media between hashtag autoinsurance and hashtag auto. Very high degree of similarity. And I would actually bump my net impressions up by 300,000 if I were to add hashtag auto. So I'm doing discovery here. I'm exploring how people are using these hashtags to categorize themselves and their behavior and the conversations that they're having. And I'm learning that I should add what appears to be a hashtag has nothing to do with financial services to my marketing plan. But by using the semantic similarity measurement, we know that the conversation is actually the same, even though the superficial relationship between the hashtags is limited. Who's most important in the, say, breast cancer market? And one of the things we can do is we can take a hashtag and we can see who the authors are who are generating large numbers of impressions in that particular field. And everybody, of course, knows who Susan Komen is and her campaigns relating to breast cancer. But it turns out the Mayo Clinic has twice the number of impressions, and that's followers times posts, twice the number of impressions that Susan Komen does. That John Hopkins has a substantial number. Jillian Barbary, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, even though her experiences that were so well publicized were in 2018, 2 years later, remember this is a rolling 90-day, the last 90 days, 2 years later, she's still a very significant influencer in this market. And so one gets a much broader view of who the important authors are. If I were operating in the oncology market here, the first phone call I would make to try to tell my story would be to the Mayo Clinic. And that would be, that jumps out of the analysis. Here's an advertising example. Remember, you can't buy keywords, but you can't buy hashtags, but you can buy keywords. Now, Twitter treats a hashtag, a word without the hashtag symbol, as a keyword. So, hashtag telehealth, hashtag telemedicine would have also the keywords telehealth and telemedicine. So, you often see this very strong relationship between the keyword count and the hashtag count for the hashtags that you have selected and added to the plan, the upper left-hand corner there. But what are some other hashtags that are keywords that are appearing in those same tweets? and turns out COVID-19, pandemic, coronavirus are appearing in very large numbers, and that might be a completely legitimate advertising decision if I was marketing a telehealth or telemedicine service or software product or whatever, and I would have this ability to take a look. I can also buy against accounts, and so the AMA is the second most prominent account in the telehealth and telemedicine social media conversation. So that might be an advertising decision that I would want to make. And what are some of the sentiments? Again, the sentiment words are emotional triggers people are using in their posts and writing ad copy. You very much might want to consider the emotional trigger words. And we can see them here with things like helping, powerful, smart, collaboration, etc. that could influence my ad copywriting. Remember my example from before where we need to change our machine learning to AI, that kind of thing. One more example here. This one's a competitive intelligence example. Let's say that I have Pfizer as a competitor and I'm trying to understand their business strategy. And so a very simple way to know what a company is emphasizing is to take a look at the hashtags that they're using in their posts. So let's see what Pfizer, by the way, who's not a Northern Light client, which is perhaps why I'm picking on them here. Let's see what Pfizer is saying in their social media posts, and their business strategy pretty much falls right out of it. Again, we get the number of impression counts. That tells us how important this is. In this case, we're going to have the same number of followers in every example, but you can, and so the variances are the number of posts. And companies tend to post what they're emphasizing and what their business strategy, which parts of their business are getting funded, and has social media staff to make posts. So arthritis is number 1 and colitis number 2, prostate cancer number 3, vaccines number 4, and we can work our way on down this, and we can quantitatively analyze what the business strategy is, and we can watch it evolve over time. If I was to pull down the impressions pull-down menu there in the upper right-hand corner, one of the options you have is a trend chart. And so we could pop this into a trend chart, and we could see how the business strategy of Pfizer was shifting over time. Probably vaccines coming up fast in this time period. We have 9 industry verticals at present: IT and telecom, financial services, hospitality, consumer products, healthcare, life sciences, food and nutrition, equipment, and mining. Yes, we have a mining client at Northern Light, and more are on the way. More industry verticals because of the context. Context is so important here. The industry focus is really necessary for the semantic analysis, for the machine learning algorithms to operate. My parting shot. I mentioned that COVID-19 and coronavirus are the hashtags with the most impressions in the database. You can't really read the numbers in this chart. Before, if you remember, that AI was the largest single number of impressions in the database. About 2 billion. We're currently seeing 32 billion impressions in the last 90 days with the sum of coronavirus and COVID-19. So it is a gigantic conversation that's going on. If there is a hopeful sign, when I wrote this slide a week ago, the volume trend was trending down. And if the social media conversation is sort of settling down, maybe that means fewer people are being affected and are making fewer posts. Unfortunately, if I was to update this slide today, that downward trend has stopped and it has become flat and maybe slightly increased. So That as a citizen, I am concerned about that, and I hope that it turns out to be just a one-week aberration and it continues its downward trend afterwards. So thank you very much. I'll be happy to send you a copy of these slides. I'm David at northernlight.com, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you today.
Thank you so much, David. Let's get into some Q&A. Is there a way to preview this service?
Oh my goodness, I can't believe I didn't write a slide on this and make it my last slide. Yes, there is. We have a public beta going on that's completely free. Anybody can self-register and then use the service, and you can use it at, I'll give you a URL here, social-analytics.ai. So that is social-analytics.ai. Please log in and give it a test drive. We don't know how long the public beta is going to run for, but everyone listening is invited to try the tool that I just demonstrated for you.
Next question is, you mentioned the importance of a training set to teach the machine learning algorithms how to disambiguate the context of the social media conversation. What's the most efficient way to assemble a training set?
You know, a lot of machine learning projects fail at the training set level. Often the cost of accumulating the training set is more than the cost of the entire project by a wide margin. What we have found with social media is the easiest way to generate an on-point training set is to use known good accounts and take the tweets from the known good accounts. So in the cancer market, as I showed you before, the Mayo Clinic in the breast cancer market is the #1 influencer from the viewpoint of impressions times post, or post times followers, which is impressions. And so I would, if I had to accumulate a training set on breast cancer, I would be very tempted to take all of the posts from Mayo Clinic that had hashtag cancer in it, and that might be my starting point. I might add hashtag, I might add the ones from Cleveland Clinic, I might add the ones from MD Anderson, work my way on down the list. But starting with the accounts and that are on point, and that we have found is the most efficient way to accumulate a training set. And the better the training set, the better the model, and the more reliable the decision analysis is that falls out of it.
Thanks. I noticed that you're basing your analysis on Twitter. Why not include Instagram or Pinterest?
Well, that's a great question, and that's one that we get all the time. And the answer is that we are doing semantic analysis of words and topics and ideas. And the machine learning algorithms really need to have words. And we're trying to figure out how people are thinking about themselves, how they're self-categorizing themselves. And right now, that's very hard to do from an image. And Pinterest and Instagram are very image-based. So it is hard to get high fidelity in the models when you don't have a lot of words to work with. We have done some experiments where we have taken smaller subsets of, say, Instagram, the ones that where there actually were a substantial number of words in the post, and we have compared the output of that to the analysis based on Twitter. And what we have found is that the Twitter analysis is highly predictive of the outcome of the Instagram analysis. And because Twitter has is so richer in terms of words and concepts and topics and ideas that the social media conversation is including, the fact that it is predictive when there is an overlap leads us to believe that Twitter is a reliable model to use or basis for modeling, and that the lessons that are learned from that can be applied to Instagram and Pinterest and the other social media services.
Thank you, and have a great day.